Every year all Germans eat over 10.5 million bananas. Most are going to end in garbage. Some bananas also on the windowsill of these bananas suffer an agonizing end next to their conspecifics. Today we tell the story of a young banana whose early end came brutally over them. After the small banana Barry arrived at the supermarket, he slowly opened his big eyes. There suddenly stood a tall woman in front of the little Barry. Barry got scared and he tried to escape, but he could not move. Suddenly there was a big dark shadow over Barry's head. A huge hand picked him up and stuffed him with his siblings in a plastic bag, but everything turned out differently than expected. Barry Banana thought his life was over, and he had arrived in the hereafter, but it was not the hereafter. After a few minutes, he realized this too, noting that he was in a fruit basket with his siblings. Barry Banana was overjoyed to be alive with all his siblings. In the next few days everybody had a lot of fun together in the fruit basket. They played many games with the apples and pears also in it. But Barry prefers to play I see something you cannot see. Barry was undefeated in this game, and although everyone was having fun, Barry was afraid of the night because he knew he would be eaten one day. That's why he could not sleep at night without a memory of the supermarket. He constantly saw how the huge hand came to him. He felt like he wants to flee but it cannot, how he wants to scream but no sound comes out. When he woke up one day, he saw his brother Benny being taken by a giant boy. Barry screamed but it does not help. Barry never saw his little brother Benny again. That day began. Day after day a sibling part was taken, first Bella, then Bennett and finally even the little Babette. Barry was devastated, all his siblings were gone. And he was now all alone in the fruit basket. He just closed his eyes and stayed calm. But then Barry whispered softly the names of his deceased siblings, Benny, Bella, Bennett and Babette. With a smile on his face, he said, I come to you. Have a little more patience. A huge tear flowed down his cheek. Several hours have passed since Barry opened his eyes again. He was still in the lunchbox, but the giant boy looked at him. There Barry ran cold down the neck. Out of fear, he had not even noticed that the boy was already holding Barry and was already eating from him. Barry began screaming, but the boy ate and ate until he threw Barry's empty shell out the window. When we arrived at the windowsill he quietly heard someone calling his name, Barry, Barry. When he opened his eyes with his last strength he saw his little sister Babette, who was already half composted there. Barry tried to cling to Babette, but this was in vain. Barry slides down the windowsill and down many meters. But before he hit the ground, he saw his short life go past him once more. When we arrived at the ground, his body broke up, but his sister had to continue to suffer and suffered an even more painful end. Every year, far too many remnants of food and packaging are simply thrown into the environment. This only damages our planet, so we ask you to dispose of your waste in an appropriate way.